This is Coolio calendar, and he doesn't remember dates, so he's kind of a useless calendar. But to help him out, he bought two 6-sided cubes, and he's going to use these cubes to help him keep track of the date. He wants his cubes to be able to display all the days of the month, which is 1 through 31, and all the single-digit numbers have a 0 in front. For example, if he wants to display 9, he'll have a 0 and a 9. If he wants to display 17, he'll have a 1 and a 7. And you can also swap the cubes around to display different numbers. So our question for today is, what numbers should be put on the faces of the two cubes to display the numbers 1 through 31? So to start, I'm going to represent each cube as 6 individual faces. And we know that these digits are going to have to combine with the other cube to create numbers. If we look at all the numbers we have to display, what jumps out at us? Well, the first thing I see is that the number 11 needs both digits to be a 1. So that means the number 1 must be on both cubes. And by the same logic, 22 implies we must have a 2 on each of our cubes. Thus, the first 4 digits that we know must be 1s and 2s, and there must be at least one on each cube and at least a 2 on each cube. And that also allows us to display these 4 numbers right here. Now, what's the next thing we notice? Well, the next thing we notice is that we have 9 numbers that all need a 0. If we only had 1 0 on one cube, the max amount of pairings we could make with the other digits is 6 with that 0. Because if you imagine we had a 0 right here, we could only combine that with 6 other digits on the other cube. And since we need at least 9 numbers that contain a 0, 0 must also be on both cubes. So adding 2 zeros now solves our 0 problem. But now we're left with a new problem. We need at least 7 more digits, but we only have 6 more spots. And the digits we need are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The way we solve our 7 digits in 6 spots problem is actually related to the geometry of a cube. So if you look at this cube right here, you can set it like that. But you're also able to rotate the cube and then look at it from different angles. So for example, that 3 could look like any of these 4 variations. Now what we do with this is if we take 6 and we rotate it, the 6 cube can also function as a 9 cube. So finally, instead of needing all 7 of these digits, we actually only need these 6. So if we put these 6 into our cubes, this is our final solution. If you take a look at all 31 numbers that we had to display, you'll find that we'd be able to display any of them using one face from each cube. So our final solution to what numbers should we put on the faces of the two cubes to display 1 through 31, this is our solution. So now with your help, Coolio calendar now remembers dates, and he's super awesome. Hooray!